Hi. So this is something a little bit different than what I normally do, but I thought it's something that needed to be addressed. I've been looking around YouTube, and some of my favorite YouTubers that often address situations and events like this one have not addressed it at all. PewDiePie, for example, he usually addresses things like this and cancer being put on YouTube, and this is one of the things he has not addressed. Same thing goes for other commenter YouTubers like Pyrocynical. They haven't gone over this either. I figured that I should mention and talk about the cancer on the website that is live.me and the ads that come with it. Now, the live.me is if you haven't seen the ads, which I'm surprised that if you haven't, I'm surprised that you haven't, because they're rampant, they're absolutely everywhere. If you don't have an ad blocker, they are on probably about at least half of the videos that I click on when I use my phone. Live.me is essentially a live streaming website where you can stream anything from your phone, and anyone can watch it, and they can donate you money and stuff, similar to how Twitch works, but it's different in the sense that it's more like a cam girl site than it is Twitch. The majority of the users on this site are women or teenage girls, and they oftentimes are constantly wearing close to no clothing. They're basically selling their bodies out. And if you ever go on the app, which I do not recommend you do, the majority, just the overwhelming majority of the entire app is just girls dancing or talking and showing their boobs off and stuff like that. It's not something that should be advertised on a place like YouTube. It's a glorified cam girl site. Honestly, that's exactly what it is, and it's kind of disgusting if you think about it. Especially since the majority of these people are girls, young girls, not women. Most of them are girls, and they are going on there showing off their bodies and doing things like you shouldn't even be doing these things to begin with, especially since there's a lot of children that browse YouTube. And these ads are very provocative, and the majority of the ads aren't even real users on the website. They're not real people. They're just videos they pulled from other websites or other videos and set them up to look like the ads, similar to how those Clash clone apps are, where they take some gameplay from some other game and they put it up as their own and stuff like that. This is something like that when they display their ads. Now, I'm going to show you a couple of these ads, and they're just weird, and a lot of people, I actually cannot find very many people who have recorded these ads. I haven't even seen one for myself on my PC, so I can't record them, but I found a couple where people have recorded the ads, and a couple of videos of some of the people on live.me, so I can just show you basically how it is a glorified cam girl site. Dream, 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 dream. I can't be the only one who thinks that this ad is weird and creepy. This is probably the least provocative ad that I've ever seen from live.me. This one seems to be more tame and actually showcase what the app is actually for, or what it's supposed to be intended for. I can't tell, but the other ads that are portrayed are usually something like this video. Now, I have to warn you, this can be considered sexual content. It's not something that a kid necessarily couldn't watch, but it's not something that I would let my kids watch. There's no nudity or anything like that. It's merely blatantly obvious sexual content, and it's clear that the girl's whoring herself out to money to probably a young audience, if not evident by the ads displayed on YouTube. Now, come on, tell me that's not sexual content. It's blatantly obvious. Another thing is that this app can be downloaded by anyone. Neither Google nor Apple check your user ID to see how old you are, and they merely list an ESRB type rating to show you what the app is intended for. And as you can see here, it's not labeled 17 plus as it should be. This is pretty gross to me. Like, honestly, especially something as easy to access as an unfiltered app on the store. I downloaded the app for myself to see if these were just ads to pull in revenue from young kids, and they weren't, unfortunately. It was filled with these girls, like I mentioned before. They're absolutely everywhere. In the app rules and guidelines, they explain this. It's clear that they don't moderate it very well, or they are letting these girls get away with it, much like how Twitch lets booby streamers get away with it. Now, I'm going to show you a couple more of these videos. These are actual videos from the site. I was only able to find like a couple ads, like I said, and the majority of them weren't suitable that I wanted to use. So here are a couple more of those videos from girls on the site. They're going to be short, so it's not going to be something that you're going to have to stare at for very long. Now, there's nothing necessarily ugly about these girls, and there's nothing necessarily attractive about them either. They are literally just whoring themselves out for money from donations from whatever person happens to be watching, which could be an 11-year-old kid or a 36-year-old adult. And either way, that's kind of gross. I mean, you've got an adult preying on a kid, sending her money, or you've got a kid watching a woman sending her money using their parents' credit card. And the parents are none the wiser because it's just like, oh, I'm watching my favorite live streamer. Because Live.me also allows streaming of mobile games. There are plenty of people who stream mobile games on there, and I don't understand why they don't just switch to Twitch, because they don't get that many viewers since the booby streamers and titty streamers are taking up the entire space of the app. But I don't know. I'm not the one that goes on there and watches boob streamers. I'm not the one who streams mobile games through Live.me. Another quick note is that this is literally women taking advantage of children or women taking advantage of other adults, which honestly, it happens on YouTube, it happens on Twitch, it happens on every single media website that involves some sort of revenue of any kind, and I honestly think it's disgusting and it's a terrible business practice. You shouldn't take advantage over anyone, regardless of what profits it could give you. Who cares if you get money? I mean, money's money. Everyone's going to try to get it somehow, even if it means exploiting someone. But honestly, this is probably the most disgusting use of it that I've ever seen. It's just like, just trying to imagine a kid sitting there watching this girl dance and show off her butt and her chest like that. It's just like, it's kind of gross to think about. I don't want to imagine an 11-year-old kid doing that, but I mean, that's what happens. Reality hits hard.
What do you mean you don't have skills? What do you mean?
Now, that one was literally a girl twerking for like 2 seconds, and then another girl wearing nothing but underwear walking up and them talking. Like, that's very obvious sexual content. I don't understand how this stuff is allowed on the website when it's designed for casual live streaming like how Twitch IRL is. This is disgusting and shouldn't be allowed on the app. You'll have to excuse me, this one had no audio at all, so I'm just going to put in a little filler here. She starts taking her jacket off and she's only wearing a bra, so she's obviously showing off her body, and she starts dancing provocatively wearing leggings, which obviously show off her features, and it just goes on to show, like, this is purely exploitation of children, especially since this app is only rated T for teen, and most parents are lenient enough to let their child use apps with this sort of rating on it. And some parents don't moderate their child's phone at all, which I believe you should to an extent. You should always give your kids a little bit of privacy, but there should be a fine line between letting your kid blatantly watch and give somebody money and allowing them some freedom. Alright, that's it for my rant on Live.me. Honestly, I think that this app should have all of its ad privileges revoked on YouTube, and Google should reevaluate the rating of it, especially since there's a lot of sexual content on the app itself. Now, I feel bad for the people who use the app legitimately the way that it's marketed as, but for the people who use it the way that it's actually shown as being used for, I have no word for them other than stop using it. If you want a cam whore, then go on a cam whore site. Don't sit there and exploit children for like $5 when you can go make actual money by, doing what cam girls do. So that's all I've got. Thanks for watching. See you guys later. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't have a retarded outro.